Welcome back to Cincinnati Reds Daily. I'm your host, Greg. The Cincinnati Reds lacked one key thing in the 2025 season, and that was a lack of power, a lack of extra base hits. What were all of us fans screaming for all season long? This team needs power. It needs to hit more extra base hits. You play in Great American Ballpark. You play in one of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in all of Major League Baseball, and the Reds are preaching small ball. A lot of that we understand is the Reds don't have a ton of power hitters on the roster. So, with most of the pitching staff returning, most of the rotation returning, I should say, you have Nick Martinez probably gone. There's a chance they could resign him. You have Zach Littell probably gone. There's a chance you could resign him. You have Chase Burns back. You have Hunter Green back. I know there's all the rumors about Hunter Green being traded. We're just going to say he's coming back. You have Nick Lodolo back. You have Chase Burns back. I don't think I said Chase Burns yet. You have Brady Singer back. You have Brandon Williamson back next year. You have Rhett Lauder back next year. The pitching depth is there for the rotation. The Reds have the pitching to compete in October. They need to fix the offense. They need more power. They need more extra base hits. So, both Kyle Schwarber and Pete Alonso are free agents this offseason. Those guys both make the Reds. They both give the Reds basically a chance to make a significant splash. Those would both move the needle, but those would both show the fans and everybody that the Reds are trying. They're trying to go for it. So let's get into Kyle Schwarber a little bit. Schwarber, first of all, he's from the Cincinnati area. He said multiple times that he'd love to get the chance to play for the Reds. So, where would he fit? Schwarber doesn't play much defense these days. He'd fit perfectly as Cincinnati's everyday DH. Schwarber played in all 162 games in 2025. He slashed 240, 365, 563, and he led the National League with 56 home runs. Now, we'll get to that here in a second. But the Reds have been pretty bad at the DH position since the National League adopted the DH position. They just haven't had anyone to put in that role. Now, like I said, we'd get to those 56 home runs. To put those 56 home runs in perspective, the Reds' top three home run hitters in 2025, Elly De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, and Austin Hayes, combined for 58 home runs total. That's just two more home runs than Schwarber hit by himself in 2025. Now, here's an interesting quote from MLB.com's Mark Feinsand. Among those we spoke to, the consensus is that Schwarber should land a deal of 4 or 5 years for at least $30 million per season. Now, here's where I want the Reds to do this. Do I think the Reds will do it? Probably not. And I know that sucks to say. Listen, signing Schwarber would instantly boost the lineup. It instantly provides protection in the lineup for Elly De La Cruz. Instantly brings a veteran leadership to a young core. It would help immensely. You'd get an instant impact bat in the middle of the lineup. But do I think the Reds are going to shell out $30 million for 4 to 5 years? I don't. I hope I'm wrong. I'm praying that the front office does something different this year. Okay, so let's say the Reds can't get Schwarber. I ultimately think Schwarber will be back with the Phillies. Again, I hope I'm wrong. You can clip it, tell me I'm wrong if it's wrong, and I hope Schwarber's with the Reds. But I don't think it's going to happen. If the Reds miss on Schwarber, go after Pete Alonso. Alonso provides a little more versatility than Schwarber. He can play first base, or he does play a lot of first base. He is a little bit below average at first base, so take that with what you will. 2025 stats for Alonso. He had a great year. He signed a one-year deal with the Mets, basically betting on himself. He had a huge year. He appeared in 162 games, slashing 272, 347, 524 with 80 extra base hits. Again, you're getting a guy that instantly gives you power. He gives you home runs. He gives you extra base hits. At Great American Ballpark, which is a hitter's friendly park. The Reds should never have problems with offense, but lately they've had huge problems with offense. Now, here's an interesting quote from an NL executive via an article from Matt Sullivan of Yahoo Sports. I think he'll beat the 1 year $24 million that he's opting out of, but I don't know if it's a slam dunk, one NL executive told Matt Sullivan. Now that's interesting to me. If you can get Alonzo for 1 year, $24 million or a little bit more, that is a no-brainer and a deal the Reds should be all over. They just paid Nick Martinez $21 million last season. You're not worrying about a long-term deal. You're not worrying about money way down the road. That is a deal they should be all over. However, I don't think Alonzo is going to sign for that. He just had a huge year. He bet on himself. I think there's going to be a team out there that gives him a multi-year deal and a pretty big deal. Again, do I think the Reds will do that? I do not. But Schwarber and Alonzo both fit that need for the middle of the order bat between Elly De La Cruz, between Tyler Stevenson, between Noelvi Marte. Like, they need a big bopper in the middle of the lineup, and both of those guys would fit that need. And again, you're bringing in a power bat to play at Great American Ballpark. I don't know how many times I can stress that. You have a good rotation. This team has the pitching to do well in October. I know it didn't look like that against the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are really good, and that's why they're still playing in October. Or they're still playing in the World Series, I should say. I'm praying this front office is different. I want this front office to be different this year. In the past, they've signed guys like Mike Moustakas or Jamie Candelario or Shogo Akiyama. You can't sign those guys and just expect you're gonna turn the corner by signing guys like that. They've all been nightmare signings. In Schwarber and Alonzo, you're signing guys who have been some of the best players in the league. You know what you're getting. Now, if you sign these guys to a 4-year deal, there's a chance in year 3 or 4 these deals could be terrible. But I'm fine with that. Reds fans are tired of being conservative. Reds fans want to take a chance. If they're going to be great in years 1 and 2, and the contract's going to look bad in years 3 and 4, who cares? To me, it's money. It's money. You're not trading prospects for these guys. Free agency and then keeping your prospects is how these teams should win and how small market teams can compete. So I'm praying Nick Krall in the front office decides to be different. If the Castellini said we don't have the money, I don't know, find a way. Find a way. This is the year the Reds should be aggressive in the offseason. There's just no excuse not to be. If the Reds front office truly wants to show the fan base that they care and they're trying to win, and they don't just care about, hey, we just made it to the postseason in 2025. We're talking about a team that hasn't won a postseason series since 1995. Making the postseason should be the minimum expectation. Let's try winning a series. Let's try playing in a National League divisional series. Let's try going to the World Series. Let's just try it. Take a swing. If it misses, it misses. But the Reds and Reds fans all over are tired of being conservative. Go sign Pete Alonso. Go sign Kyle Schwarber. We're willing for it to fail. If it fails, it fails. We'll say whatever. That's the Reds' luck. But go take a shot. Go take a swing. We're tired of watching bad offense. And again, I'll end it with this, and I know this sucks to say. Do I truly, in my heart of hearts, think the Reds are going to even be in the running to sign any of these guys? I don't. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope you come back in a month or 2 months and clip this and say, Greg, you were wrong, dude. The Reds front office was all over it. I'd love to be wrong. I'd maybe clip that myself. So, whether it's a long-term Schwarber deal or a short-term Alonzo play, both of them would elevate the Cincinnati offense overnight. So which slugger would you rather see in Cincinnati? Kyle Schwarber or Pete Alonso? Drop it in the comments. As always, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, comment if you've made it this far. And as always, go Reds.